lesson I actually got before playing is stick grip. Okay, toothbrush grip is what I like to call it. That's what my lesson teacher called it. Now, how do you hold your toothbrush?
Well, think about it.
What do you do when you brush your teeth? Like, what kind of grip do you have on your toothbrush? Yeah, you're close right there. Basically, I'm just going to come over just to show you. I got my sticks in that position. You're very close. You got it. You actually got it, but keep your tops of your hands facing up. No, like this. Turn your hands like that. Perfect. That's the grip holding. Like that. Just like this. Nice loose grip. Yep, you're already getting there. You're already on your way. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Toothbrush grip, just like that. Your thumb, just like you have them. That's perfect. This is what I call the matched grip. Now there's another kind of grip old drummers tended to use. Little history lesson. Marching drummers I know used to use them, where they hold the left stick like a pencil and the right stick like you're holding it. But I don't care for that grip. But that's another kind of grip. It's like kind of like this. But I prefer this grip, the matched grip. Okay, just like you got them. Perfect. Okay, the next lesson now is when you use that grip, we're going to practice moving your wrist up and down and not your arm. Okay? Because when you hit the drum, you don't use your arm to hit the drum. You just
Show her what it looks like to use your arm so she knows the difference.
Okay.
Now show her using the wrist. See how when you use your wrist, only your hand moves? You use your arm, your whole arm moves.
Yeah. But it gets tiring, like if I go like and I struggle. But if I do like this, see, so much more fluent, I can do so much more. Stuff like that, you can do so much more when you just move your wrist. And also, when the stick hits the drum head, which is the surface, keep your grip loose so that, and also use your fingers. See how my fingers, as you move your wrist, you pull with your fingers. That way the stick will bounce off the head and you'll get a nice sound like this. And letting the stick bounce off the head.
You want to try that on the snare drum?
Yeah, go ahead. Try some hits on the snare drum.
Snare is the big silver one right there. The other one.
Other side.
Yeah, that's
just
the snare
same
drum.
drum that I just hit. Okay. Keep hitting. Go ahead. Maybe you think this.
You don't want it to bounce so much that it hits again, but you want it to be loose enough.
Bounce,
Yeah, like that.
Perfect. That's a nice hit.
You can hit harder than that. Their drums are not going to hurt 'em.
And try with your left hand, because the ideal with beat keeping is you're going to mostly be using your left hand with the snare drum. Just like, beautiful, beautiful. Another one, again. Beautiful, that is beautiful. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Let that stick bounce, because you get a nice sound versus, pushing on the head. Let the head, resonate. And you do that with all the drums. In fact, not just the snare drum, but doing it with all the drums when you hit any of the drums. Like any of the toms. See it? And that's how I hit any of the drums. So you can try hitting one of the toms the same way.
Any of them. All the other drums are toms.
Yes.
There's the bass drum,
Which is the foot.
and then the snare drum.
Yep.
And then these two are their
High
named
toms.
high toms, and then that's the floor tom.
Yes. So any of those, try hitting
And
any
it's
of
called
those.
the floor tom because it sits on the floor.
Oh. Yeah, make sure you hit the head. Yeah, I know that setups may not be. Okay, again. actually getting there. You definitely, that's a nice hit. Basically making sure, try using your fingers, and the stick will rebound on any of the drums. Okay, you can put a little more effort in. Okay, try again, let me see. Oh, make sure you keep your grip loose and use your fingers. Like that, just like that. Beautiful. Using your fingers to follow through. That gives you lots of power and efficiency too, and you will not get tired from hitting like that, especially if you do. When you do those kind of rolls and stuff, you won't get tired that way because you're relaxed, you're loose, versus being all tight and forceful. You're going to get tired and fatigued. So, just always important. What I want to do next is try some alternating hands on the snare drum. Remember what I just taught you with the hitting the snare and the toms? You know, using your fingers and wrist. Start with your one hand or the other. Pick your hand to start with, and then immediately hit with your other hand.
Why don't you show us?
Okay. Do same hits.
Make it so it sounds like when he does it.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay.
You gotta keep at it.
Do it again. Okay. Again. Oop.
No, not that one. We're not there yet.
There you go. Okay. Can you do 4 in a row? You know, 1, 2, 3. Oop. Almost. Beautiful. Okay. Like that. Oop. Make sure you... Yeah. I wonder if we should lower that snare a little.
It is pretty high.
Yeah, it does seem
We want to make sure we
high.
put it back.
Oh yeah, of course I'll put it back. I'm gonna come around. And I'll bring it down for you. Can go down.
Looks like it. There's plenty of room for it to go down.
Try that. Much better, where you're not getting the rim so much and getting mostly the head. Because you want it to be as easy as possible to hit the head. Because if it's up too high, you're going to also be uncomfortable if you have to like adjust your arms like this. That's going to put strain on your forearm. So it's best to have the snare drum kind of below you and make sure that your arms are just like you have them. Because otherwise, if you have to raise your arms, you're going to strain and you're going to fatigue. So just like, try that now. Beautiful. Just like that. You're actually hitting much better now with it in that position. So, can we do 8 strokes in a row, which like this? Beautiful. Okay. Again. Try to keep it more consistent. Beautiful, just like that. That's what I'm talking about. Doing 16th notes. You have a little bit of piano experience. Did you ever get taught notes like?
You know what a quarter note is? A half note? Eighth
Yeah.
note?
Yep.
16th note? Do you get up that high?
Yes. Well, 16th notes is just what I had you do, and technically they can be any of them, depending on your tempo. Like I had you do 8 16th note hits. Right there, that's just what you did. A little more consistent. Oh, try again. Beautiful, just like that. Now we're going to back down to 8th notes. Do that. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to try this. We're going to do 8. We're going to do 4 8th notes and 8 16th notes. So, almost. Try not to hit the rim. Pretty close. Really good there. That is 2, 1 and 2 and da 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 da. So going from quarter notes to eighth notes to 16th notes. Just like this. Watch me. Do quarter notes. Pretty close. Make sure you flex. Make sure you use your wrist more. Make sure, and your fingers, like I showed you earlier, like that when you hit. So try that same pattern again. Okay.
Show her again. I think she forgot the pattern.
Okay. Beautiful. That's it. Just to give you an idea of different styles of notes, going from quarter notes, which is, and then eighth notes. 16th notes. And I can do 32nd notes, but that's more of what I call a roll then. So I'm going to do 16th notes to 32nd notes. I don't expect you to do this yet, okay? That's 32nd notes, the fastest I've done. That's in a roll pattern.
You see how each one is getting twice as fast? So 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and it's you see how they're getting, and then I can't count the 32nd notes. But
No, nobody can.
Yeah.
I don't expect that. That's a roll, and that 32nd notes are between the 16th notes. But usually oftentimes I see them when it's a very slow tempo, like in cut time.
Mhm.
I'll see them on drum patterns in like 2-2. Or sometimes in a 6-8 timing. But that's a little more advanced. Now that you got some good snare patterns, let's try the bass drum and try to keep a beat with the bass drum. Can you hit the bass drum for me? Okay, not
You did it
bad.
harder than that, sweetie. A little harder than that. Come on. There you go.
Like that. Okay. Okay. Now let's do
Now,
4 hits.
I noticed she's moving her whole leg like this. Is that how you do it, or?
Sometimes, but you want to keep it loose, so make sure your ankle can move too.
Why don't you try to match what he's doing? Just do like boom, boom, boom together.
Yeah.
Just like do it at the same time. So you-
Yeah.
so-
Okay. Keep going.
How he's staying the same, and you're getting a little slower.
Well, yeah, she's.
I'm just saying that's something to
Yeah.
practice.
You'll learn that.
Yeah, because the most important thing the person playing the drums does is keep everybody playing the same.
Yeah, meaning same speed.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted you to do it with him. Maybe you should do it a little slower.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Go
Let's
ahead.
do it slower.
Yeah.
Just keep it with me. Can you speed it up a hair? Like. Okay, just like that. Basically, I'm giving you the idea of keeping a beat. And that's going to be your foundational of anything else you do with your hands. Basically, because you're keeping the beat down there.
By the way, you're learning a whole lot on your first day. This is a very fast lesson, so don't feel bad if you feel overwhelmed. You know
Right,
what I mean
I'm
by
going
that?
overall. It's like giving you the overall things.
Yeah.
Like an overview of everything.
Yeah.
to it all. The snare drum hitting, that's what I first learned how to do with snare drum, because when I was like your age, that's what my lesson teacher taught, was doing snare drum stuff, because there is certain musics, like orchestral music, that is just snare drum only, where like a person will just play a snare drum.
You ever seen a marching band? Like some of them that, what'd you say?
He was in one.
Oh, yeah. What did you play? Clarinet?
Yeah.
So, like, there'll be one person who's just got a bass drum, but instead of hitting it with their foot, they got it strapped to their tummy and they hit it with a beater. Then another person will have a snare drum and they'll just play the snare drum.
Yep.
Another person will have a cymbal and they just play the
They
cymbal.
actually have the paracymbals that they clap together.
I used to do that too when I was in high school.
Yep. Okay. How about a little more advanced lesson here?
Uh-oh.
We're going to actually do alternating your right foot on the bass drum, left hand on the snare drum. And we're going to do it slow. So just watch what I do. Beautiful. Again. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to go 4 quarter notes. 1 on the bass drum, 2 on the snare drum, 3 on the bass drum again, and 4 on the snare drum. So watch this.
1, 2, 3, 4. When he says the number, he's not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
You got it. Do it again. Do it again.
We
Beautiful.
will.
Stay with me. Okay. All right. Let's try it again. You were doing.
I actually think it's easier when you play harder. I don't know I don't know. You can tell her what you think, but I think playing drums is easier when you're not trying to be soft.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're trying to understand the timing and how it
Yeah.
actually hits. So I understand.
Don't be scared to hit them hard. Is all I'm saying. You might find it's easier. You're not gonna break them.
I know most kids are very shy of the drums. I've
Yeah,
seen it in
drums
middle
are
school.
intimidating.
But let's try it again. Okay, now we're going to do it 8 times. And it's basically same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's do it again. No, bass drum snare. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. I mean, you're getting the idea. I'm just giving you all of the ideas. So now, what I want to do, instead of using your hand on the snare drum just to get your feet coordinated with each other, we're going to do the same thing, only you're going to do bass drum on 1, hi-hat closing it like this, on 2, and then bass drum again on 3, and then hi-hat on 4. So like this, watch. Just like that. Giving you an idea of how you can keep the beat. Sometimes jazz drummers, that's how they keep the beat. They actually hit the bass drum real light, and the hi-hat keeps the time, keeps the beat on 2 and 4, but they're doing a lot of cymbal rhythm. Like...
Stuff at the same time.
Yeah, but I'm also showing my hands could be doing anything that, as long as it follows the biological clock, meaning your timekeeper stuff that you're doing. As long as you have something to keep time with, you can do any type of rhythm that you feel, anything you know how to do that will go in time with what you're playing, with what the heartbeat of the song is. You can play anything. There really is no actual rules. Maybe there sort of is, just keeping time, but as far as what you play, there's so many.
Yeah, you can take your coat off. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you want to leave your coat on when you're
We're gonna be here a
inside
while.
playing drums?
Yeah.
Thank you
I
for asking,
sweat,
though.
and you know what?
I yelled at her earlier because she was ice skating and she was trying to take her coat off while ice skating outside, and I didn't want her to get sick. But we're indoors now, and
Yeah. Besides, you want to know just a side note? You know, I keep my drums at this practice room back in Milwaukee. Okay, and he's been there to my place. And I was gonna tell her, since side note going with taking your coat off. I sweat when I play drums. Drummers sweat. It's hard work after a while. And so, just a side note, this may not be your interest, but Dan knows what I got above the drums.
He's got a ceiling fan above his drums.
And there's a good reason for that, because drummers sweat, and you gotta have that air blowing on you. Whether you have it above your drums, or if I take my drums anywhere to play, you gotta have a floor fan.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue the lesson. I was just waiting for her to take her
I'm
stuff
just
off.
saying you would either have a floor fan because you're gonna sweat. It's a workout. It
Okay.
can be a workout. So, okay.
You got him talking about fans instead of talking about drums.
Right, but I'm just explaining, like, taking your coat off, you're gonna get hot playing drums.
Tell him I don't care about fans. Tell him I don't care about fans. I don't care about the drums.
But I'm just saying it's another part of drum lesson saying you should have
a
a fan
fan
with you.
because you're gonna get hot. Okay.
Yep. So, basically, next lesson I want to do, we're gonna try going around the set real slowly. We're gonna do quarter notes around the set, 2 on each strum. So now I only have 2 toms, so I'm gonna have to double up on this one.
He's gonna do that one twice, but you're gonna do the 2 separate ones.
You got so.
I like how you started over because you hit the rim. That was smart.
Yes. Yeah. Try it again. Now, can we try doing the hit technique that I taught you earlier? How you get your power just like that. When you hit the drum, do it on all the drums. Make sure you try to do that with all the drums like this. Oh, almost.
It's okay if it takes some getting used to. Keep trying. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. Those toms are probably kind of high for her too, but there's nothing we can do about that.
You know, I don't understand these drummers. They have them flat and so high up. It's like, that's too high for me. I couldn't do it that way either.
Well,
That's my honest opinion, because if you do that, it's like you're going to strain your forearms doing that, trying to adjust to that.
everybody has their different methods. I don't
Yeah.
understand that either. I also don't understand the drummers that have their cymbals so far out they got to take a running start to get to them.
Oh, yeah. Or actually, you know what else? 80s hair metal bands, those glam rock groups, they'd have their crash cymbals like way up here.
Yeah.
Way up there. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather be in reach. Like you see, I have them. I have mine conveniently set up so that I can actually play as much stuff as possible or play any type of rhythm. Be flexible. What I want to have you do, since just to give you an idea of playing the whole set, now we're going to bring in the hi-hat, the rhythm cymbal, this one. So what you're going to do is hold it down with your left foot. Hold it down, and we're going to do quarter notes to eighth notes. 1, 2. We're going to have you do that with your right hand, because eventually you're going to be playing hi-hat and snare cross-handed like I got. Like that, but let's just focus on the hi-hat, so put your right hand on the hi-hat. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4 hand. Okay, I wasn't ready, but again. before.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. He's just gonna be your metronome. You know what a metronome is, right? Grandma has one of those things. It just clicks, and it keeps the steady tempo, so you don't get off the beat. So he's just gonna be a metronome. He's not gonna play what you're supposed to be playing. He's just gonna play the metronome. Okay?
Okay. Let's try it again. I'm gonna give you a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Now, we're going to do all 8th notes. 1, That's kind of my way of saying good.
Right.
Very good. Now you're picking up. You're definitely picking up, but it takes a lot of
Getting used to.
yeah, to pick up on all those techniques. Now, what I want to do is take it one step further. Not a whole lot, but what we're going to do is same 8th notes that you were doing before. We're going to add the bass drum in. Do you think you can do it? Just watch me. I'm going to do 8th notes on the hi-hat and quarter notes on the bass drum. So. I know it's definitely is going to take practice to get used to like keeping the bass drum going. I noticed. Ready for hi-hat? 2, 3, okay. Okay, now you're doing good for the very most part. I mean, it's going to take practice. Now, one thing maybe to get for your future, if you really want to do this, if you can't actually get a real drum set right now, there is something a lot cheaper than that, and that is one of those rubber pad sets. I've seen them. They're at any Guitar Center has them. It's definitely something you can put them in your bedroom and you can practice anytime you want and practice any of the techniques that you're learning tonight.
I'll show you. I'll take you to Guitar Center sometime and show you what he's talking about, and you can see.
Those rubber ones?
Yeah, they're it's like a drum set made out of rubber. What'd you say?
It makes the same noise as the real drum?
Well, not the
No.
electronic ones. Those are very expensive. He's talking about it's just like if you had that rubber one, but it didn't make any noise at all. You're just hitting a piece of rubber. So that way you can
Kinda like
practice in
hitting
the
the
night. What'd you say?
Kind of like hitting the stool here.
Yeah.
Except the stool is wood, though. Or it's kind of like hitting. It's a rubber surface that you hit, just like those pads you're thinking of, but they have no electronics in them. They're just a rubber pad. to
Yeah,
hit
she
on.
loves the electronic set.
Well, those aren't bad. I mean, they do make cheaper ones, even
Well, if you want to get her one for her birthday, be my guest.
Well-
I will not be spending that much money just yet.
Right.
If she decides she really wants to be serious about drums, then we'll get her one so she can practice.
Sure, but in the meantime, I'm talking more about
Yeah.
the pads, just so that they're cheap and they're good to practice anytime you want. I mean, you won't disturb anybody. That way you can practice all those hitting techniques.
So let's take a quick break. Metal Pete's obviously got more I think he wants to teach you, but real quick. So what's the hardest thing you've learned that he showed you so far? Keeping the foot steady. Let's practice that for a bit then. Let's focus on. Let's just take a few minutes. Do you need to actually? You want to take an actual break, or you want to keep going? You know, keep going. Okay.
Okay.
Let's spend a little more time than just practicing keeping that foot steady. If that's the hardest thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if you do it
is.
harder, it'll be easier though. If you really dig into it. Yeah, try that.
Yeah. Yep.
You gotta keep going though.
Do 4 notes in a row. Okay. All right.
That's the hard one, doing them both together? Okay.
Which one? What do you mean? Which?
It's the hi-hat and the kick together.
You mean like the hand with the hand or feet? Like that or the...
Do them both. Do the one with the feet first. Let's see that one first.
Alternating.
'Cause I don't think we spend a lot of time on that.
Alternating, starting with right and then left.
So that one is easier, huh?
Yeah, because you gotta keep working your right foot then when you're trying to play mostly bass drums, because you're playing less hits on the bass drum and you're playing now the hi-hat to go with it. If you're ready, you wanna... Okay, now what you want to do is actually, you're close. You want to make sure your snare drum and hi-hat go together, like. And we usually use our left hand for the snare drum on the beat. Your left hand, yeah. Okay, let's go slow. Like that.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't stop though. Keep going, because you gotta keep repeating something until it feels comfortable. Because you're not using your bass drum quite as much and you're spreading your rhythm out, it does make things a lot easier, especially with, because then because you're definitely, see, how can I say it? Yeah, you're using more of the drums to keep time rather than just that one thing. You're actually playing quarter notes but alternating the two items with each other, which actually help you out
kind of distribute your energy more. So like, what I want to try now, if we can, is we're going to do quarter notes on the hi-hat, but we're going to, at the same time, we're going to alternate 1 and 3 on bass drum, 2 and 4 on snare drum. Watch me, just watch me. Okay, ready? Let's go slow. You're going to hit the hi-hat with the stick, closing. Make sure bass drum only plays on 1 and 3, like 1. So make sure you're alternating bass drum with the snare. Just like what you did. 3, 4. So you're doing hi-hats on all 4 notes, like. Just bass drum on 1 and 3. So like this. Close. Just remember, 1 and 3 is bass drum only, 2 and 4 is snare only with the hi-hat. Hi-hat goes on all 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What song it is? Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Billie Jean.
Halloween song?
Yeah, the one with the zombies in it.
Oh!
No, it's not Thriller. It's Billie Jean. It's a different Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, I know what songs he's trying to do, but that's not the one. I know that one too.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, I don't.
or
You're
the
the
Community Band.
Thriller. Yeah, it's a different song. They sound kind of the same. Yeah.
And also, yeah, Community Band this summer we did that one.
Billie Jean or Thriller?
No, Billie Jean.
Yeah.
Because that was in our '80s medley that we
Yeah.
did.
was just playing a song so I thought she'd recognize because she likes Michael Jackson.
Oh,
She claims she likes Michael Jackson more than Prince, but I know that can't possibly be true.
well, maybe there's always going to be that kind of preference.
Yeah, she's not allowed to have that preference being my daughter.
Oh, well. So in the medley, you know, we also did, there was 2 Michael Jackson songs back to back in the medley.
Yeah.
Billie Jean and Bad.
Oh.
Your
Yeah.
body is wide, well, mine
Right.
is too. Better watch your
And then what Prince song did you do?
They didn't have any, and I brought that up to my band director saying they should have wrote some in there.
No, that's not it. That's 1999. I figured if they would do anything, they'd do 1999.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. If I were to have arranged
Yeah.
that medley, I told him that.
Back to the drum lesson. I like Kiss. I mean, of the real popular songs, I like Kiss and When Doves Cry. But that's not helping Abby. Let's go back on
Okay,
topic.
well, there's just some influences of music there, but that's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
And then Metal Pete plays metal music. Have you ever listened to any of his metal music? We'll show you. No, we listened to it in the car on the way to Fanimation. You heard it, yeah.
But that's one type, though. There's so many different types.
There are.
I mean, like, you know what I played with Andy when I drove him down to Fanimation? The
Yeah.
other guy that you see that
Yeah, she knows Andy.
Okay, the guy with the camera. Well, I played him some Saxon, which is like very beginning of the 80s type, and it's still more on the hard rock side. Okay, here's not a metal song, but a rock song, Highway to Hell.
Commercial break over. Back to the lesson.
Okay, well, just an example, a rock song.
How much more time do we have?
We got
As much time as you and Metal Pete want to spend, it's up to you guys. And when right now Grandma is baking, so whenever we're done with this, we're gonna take you back to Grandma's so you guys help her finish baking, and then Metal Pete and I are gonna go to the shop. Unless you want to come to the shop with us and help us as fans.
I remember she did that last summer. I don't
Yeah.
know if that was
She doesn't want to. I'm just giving her a hard time because I know she doesn't want to. She'd much rather bake with Grandma.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that too, you know.
So, yeah. I mean, we can. Are you done, or you want to go for some? You want to go longer?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
she
It's been
must
about
enjoy
45
this.
minutes. Yeah, she clearly is.
I could tell.
So let's keep at it.
Okay, next advance the bass drum snare alternation. What I want to try doing is I want to get you doing a couple eighth notes on the bass drum. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, just learn that pattern.
The bass.
Yeah. Now, what you want to try do is try getting used to using your left hand with the snare. Yeah, your left hand, because that's what you're going to be mostly doing when you play rhythm, just the way the drums are set up. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful, just like that.
Let's run these patterns for longer so she can
Yeah,
get comfortable
well, I
with
need
them.
first to make sure she's got the
Yeah.
idea. So I always do a one measure one just to make sure. So
Cool.
we're gonna do a longer one, a repetitiveness of it. Okay, so we're gonna do it slow just so you can keep at it. So 1, 2, 3, beautiful. Nope. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass drum only on 1 and 3. Beautiful. Keep going. I'm gonna join you. Oh, yeah, you're getting off there. Want to make sure. I'm gonna keep counting the 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you know on 1 and 3 is bass drum only, and snare hits are only on beats 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, Can you do it on your own now? 4, 1. Beautiful. You're getting it. You're getting the idea of what drummers do, ideal patterns. So you're definitely getting the idea. I can definitely see it. I mean, it does take practice to like be fluent with it, but you definitely are getting there, getting on a roll there. I mean, a lot of people, especially younger ones, you even older kids of your age can't even pick that up. They just can't. They just don't. But what I'm going to do now is do the same beat, only we're going to add the hi-hat in to keep time, just doing quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right hand on the right hand. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know looks like you're already looking to do the eighth notes on the hi-hat, which we can do. We can do that. But I was just making sure that you got the ideal pattern, but we can certainly do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your hi-hat going constantly.
I think your foot is lost.
Yeah, you might go a little fast there. I could probably slow it down.
I think let's just do kick drum. Let's start with just kick drum. Boom, 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 boom,
2.
boom, boom. Yeah. Boom.
Beautiful.
Let's keep that till it's real steady. Boom, boom. Should have brought a guitar.
Yeah. Nice.
Keep going, keep going. I'm gonna see something. There's fucking power in this. What tempo do you want? That's 104. What do you want?
Probably 120. Is that 120?
That's 120.
Good.
That too fast? That too fast? Okay.
Good. Kind of a standard.
doing good, baby. You just gotta keep practicing.